The conflict in Ukraine entered a perilous new phase with the recent exchange of missile strikes. Ukrainian forces, utilizing British-supplied Storm Shadow missiles, targeted military installations within Russia's borders. This unprecedented move drew a swift and aggressive response from Moscow. Russia launched a ballistic missile attack aimed at the Ukrainian city of Dnipro, a clear signal of its willingness to escalate the conflict. Adding fuel to the fire, President Vladimir Putin issued a stark warning. He declared that Russia now claims the right to strike any military facilities located in countries providing long-range weaponry to Ukraine. This thinly veiled threat was unmistakably directed at key Western allies, particularly the United Kingdom and the United States. The exchange of missile fire and Putin's menacing rhetoric have significantly heightened tensions between Russia and the West. This latest escalation raises serious concerns about the potential for the conflict to spiral out of control, with unpredictable and potentially catastrophic consequences. The situation is further complicated by the nature of Russia's tactics. Moscow has consistently engaged in a shadow war, employing a range of hybrid warfare strategies designed to sow chaos, undermine Western support for Ukraine, and advance its interests through unconventional means. From the outset of the conflict, Russia has waged a multifaceted hybrid war against the West, running parallel to its conventional military operations in Ukraine. This campaign involves a potent blend of sabotage, cyber attacks, espionage, disinformation, and intimidation tactics. Each element is carefully calibrated to inflict maximum damage, sow discord, and erode Western resolve. One of the most visible manifestations of Russia's hybrid warfare is its penchant for sabotage. Recent incidents targeting critical infrastructure have sent shockwaves through Europe. The severing of undersea fiber optic cables in the Baltic Sea, disrupting communications between NATO members Finland, Sweden, Germany, and Lithuania, bears all the hallmarks of Russian sabotage. This act of aggression follows a pattern of similar incidents attributed to Russia. The suspected sabotage of a vital natural gas pipeline supplying Estonia in 2023 is a prime example. These attacks underscore the Kremlin's willingness to target critical infrastructure, disrupting vital services and creating economic and social chaos. Cyber warfare constitutes another pillar of Russia's hybrid strategy. State-sponsored hacking groups, often operating under the guise of patriotic collectives, have unleashed a barrage of cyber attacks against Western targets. In January, a group calling itself the Cyber Army of Russia Reborn wreaked havoc on water utilities in Texas, highlighting the vulnerability of critical infrastructure to Russian cyber intrusions. Western intelligence agencies, acutely aware of the Kremlin's playbook, have been closely monitoring Russia's hybrid warfare activities. Alarm bells have been sounded at the highest levels, with intelligence chiefs and political leaders issuing stark warnings about the escalating threat posed by Russia's shadow war. The head of MI5, Ken McCallum, has pointed to the GRU, Russia's military intelligence agency, as the main culprit behind a sustained campaign of disruption and mayhem. McCallum warned of the GRU's intent to generate mayhem on British and European streets, highlighting the direct threat posed to Western security. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has echoed these concerns, characterizing Russia's actions as an intensifying campaign of hybrid attacks targeting NATO allies. Stoltenberg stressed the need for a unified and robust response from the alliance to counter this escalating threat. In response to the growing threat, NATO and European countries have pledged to bolster their defences and enhance cooperation. The foreign ministers of the Weimar Triangle, Germany, France and Poland, convened an emergency meeting in Warsaw to address the issue. They were joined by their counterparts from the United Kingdom, Italy and Spain, underscoring the shared sense of urgency. Putin's repeated nuclear saber rattling casts a long shadow over the conflict, adding another layer of complexity and danger. While often dismissed as bluster designed to intimidate, the potential for miscalculation or escalation to nuclear conflict remains a chilling possibility. Beyond the nuclear threat, Russia has a range of other tools at its disposal to escalate the conflict. There are concerns that Moscow could resort to taking foreign nationals hostage as leverage, a tactic it has employed in the past. Additionally, attacks on Ukraine's already battered power grid, particularly as winter approaches, could have devastating humanitarian consequences and potentially endanger nuclear power plants. Adding to the uncertainty is the potential return of Donald Trump to the White House. Trump's past pronouncements on Ukraine, including his willingness to cede Ukrainian territory to Russia, and his skepticism towards NATO, have sown confusion and concern among Western allies. The potential for a Trump presidency to upend Western strategy on Ukraine injects a dangerous element of unpredictability into an already volatile situation. His return could embolden Putin, weaken Western resolve, and have far-reaching consequences for the future of Ukraine and the security of Europe.